Dillian Whyte fears his hopes of an Anthony Joshua rematch will be flattened. It was gone 1 a.m. on Sunday when the man who threw the final punch of a savage and magnificent fight delivered the last words at the press conference. Those words proved that there might just be some fear in Dillian Whyte after all. Not so much in the basic terms of giving and receiving leather in the ring. He will fight all comers and always has. No, it was more to do with boxing politics, the area from which the hardest blows often come. Whyte, 30, is already bracing himself for the impact of being told he will not get the one opponent he truly wants. "I hope I don't get sidestepped until I am too old," he said, and then he rose from his seat in a side room at the O2 and left. He was talking about Anthony Joshua, of course, and he has never been more entitled to do so. Indeed, it says everything about how this remarkable fight with Dereck Chisora played out that when Joshua appeared at ringside and reiterated his preference to face Deontay Wilder in April, the crowd booed him. And the jeers were not just coming from hardcore Whyte supporters, either. They were far more widespread than that. It is the first time Joshua has received anything like that sort of response from the crowd, and it was a little ludicrous, in truth. For who would not want to see a Joshua v Wilder unification match at Wembley on April 13? But if the reaction proved anything, it is that a rematch between Joshua and Whyte is now a more than credible alternative, a fight worth getting excited about. Anthony Joshua holds the IBF, WBA and WBO world titles. He has a Wembley booking for April 13 and is targeting WBC champion Deontay Wilder, but says Dillian Whyte is his backup plan. Edge could also fight U.S. heavyweight Jarrell Miller, who is ranked No. 2 with the WBA. Tyson Fury lineal champion and in talks over a rematch with Wilder after their draw this month. Also a target for Joshua and Whyte. Deontay Wilder WBC champion. Likely to fight Fury next but also in talks with Joshua. Dominic Breazeale, beaten by Joshua in 2016. Is his mandatory challenger. Dillian Whyte ranked No. 1 with WBC and WBO. Wants Joshua rematch next. Admittedly, before the weekend it felt like a very distant second best, but today, after a humdinger of a left hook in the 11th knocked Chisora unconscious, it looks like a palatable choice and an excellent fight. Joshua said he would gladly take it if Wilder does not happen, and the promoter he shares with Whyte, Eddie Hearn, further the chances with a downbeat update on the Wilder negotiations. "I don't believe that Wilder will fight Joshua in April," Hearn said on Sunday in his firmest comment on the saga to date. And yet Whyte is not at all convinced he will get his chance at a third Joshua fight, having beaten him in the amateurs before losing when they met as relative novice professionals in 2015. Reflecting on 29-year-old Joshua's climb to the ring apron, in which Joshua said he would face him if the Wilder talks falls through, Whyte said, "I thought when he was getting onto the ring that he would say, 'Let's do it,' but he was umming and ahhing. There are signs there that he doesn't want to fight." Whyte also said, "I started from nowhere and I have not been handed anything. I had it hard, man. But I am not going to sit around waiting 3 or 4 months to hear what Joshua is doing with his career." We were supposed to hear what was going to happen about the Joshua fight directly after Wilder Fury on December 1. But no, nothing, and I can't sit and wait. I have to plan my future. The guy, Joshua, makes a lot of money and has the belts, so I don't think he cares what the public thinks. He does what he is doing. He is the man at the moment. And he is doing all right. He showed respect, I showed him respect. But I am sure Eddie doesn't want the golden egg to get cracked, does he? Hearn, for his part, says he will talk with Whyte's camp in the next 7 days to make the fight, and Sportsmail understands it remains the most likely option by far. But it would be more than reasonable for Whyte to be frustrated if his next assignment ends up being against the likes of Americans Jarrell Miller or Dominic Breazeale, the WBC mandatory challenger. Whyte is ranked No. 1 with 2 sanctioning bodies, and his 2018 record now includes a Chisora barnstormer as well as wins over former world champions Lucas Browne and Joe Parker. That puts a little pressure on Hearn. Whyte agreed with Chisora's assertion before this fight that he should have been given a world title shot by now, and they each admit they have had their ups and downs with one another. At one stage on Sunday morning, Whyte proposed a fight with his promoter at Wembley. "I want 90-10, Hearn said. Half-jokingly, Whyte responded, "It would make so much money, I will let you have 90-10. I just want to smash you." He can have 95, actually. The sentiment would surely soften if Hearn can secure that Joshua fight for Whyte, or possibly a crack at Tyson Fury, which was also mentioned as a possibility. In either case, Whyte has proven again he belongs in that level of conversation.